better we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election, that's not an option. During this election, we don't want no tribal division. All we want for see, vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say, vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say, all we want for see. Vote without violence. All we want for see, all we want for see. Vote without violence. Till the end they say, all we want for see. Vote without violence. All we want for see. All we want for see. Vote without violence. Now not the time we for better we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election, that's not an option. During this election, we don't want no tribal division. All we want for see, vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say, vote without violence.
Hello and welcome to our election program coming to you on TDN Africa Media. I am your host AMADU Esba, and with me in the studio today, my guest is SULAIMAN KEMOKAI. Mr. SULAIMAN KEMOKAI is a freelance journalist with a long-standing experience and has worked in that particular field for quite a long time. And he has written several articles and it's on various publications. And today in the program, Mr. KEMOKAI is here to help us look at the topic of discussion in order to break it down for the understanding for all and sundry. Hello and welcome to TDN Africa Media, Mr. KEMOKAI.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here. What a wonderful studio.
Okay. So you think TDN Africa Media, we've got a very wonderful studio.
Very wonderful studio, and this is what we want as journalists. We want innovation and improvement in the media landscape. So we are happy. Like, I'm happy to be here and to see the setup and everything. I'm happy.
Okay.
This is what we want us going further. This is what the field of journalism need, for it to be independent, credible, and fair, balance in all of its coverage.
Okay, thank you so much for those fine sentiments, and we're always glad to say that we pride ourselves on the background of independence, credibility, and unbiased news, and that is why we're here. So back to our viewers. In a democratic society, common citizens participate in the process of governance most times through elections. In these elections, citizens exercise their civic right to vote by electing their representative for both the legislative and the executive arm of government. Nevertheless, there are several other ways that citizens can participate in the process of governance. Thus why we want to look at a very crucial question today, moving forward, or as we are already in the political landscape of Sierra Leone as the process of electionary process is ongoing. To say, Mr. KEMOKAI, today we want to look at a very crucial question, and you are going to help us break it down for the understanding of all and sundry, and we want to make sure this question is really dealt with independently and unbiasedly. In what other ways, other than voting, can citizens participate in the political process of the country?
There are many ways citizens can engage. Firstly, let me say there are many ways. One is engagement. Engaging in policy making, engaging in policy, in achieving these policy goals. So now, policy making, our bill passed in Parliament. what and what stages the bill goes to, what how are these bills that are passed impacting people. So whenever there is this engagement, there should be an engagement in terms of mining laws, in education, in girls' rights, women's rights. So engagement is one key priority, one key ways we can break this election cycle. All we are seeing now is whenever there is election, people go out, campaign. But after election, everybody like, okay, we don't know. Quote unquote, I'm not even sabi me councillor, I'm not even sabi me parliamentarian. So these things have been happening because there is a gap. There is a gap in engagement. So one way citizens can involve or can take part in governance is engagement.
Okay, engagement is one way which common citizens can participate in the process of our politics. Now, coming to think of it, that these people, through elections, they have elected their representative in both the executive arm of government and that of the legislative arm of government. And through their representative, it is believed that indirectly they are participating in the process of governance. Do you think so far that participation of the common citizen who've been seen in their representatives?
I can say no, categorically no. Because like I said earlier, there are lots of people, there are lots of citizens who meet out there, we say, I have not seen my councillors in 5 years. I have not seen my parliamentarian in 5 years. Because during election, during this season, they will come and promise, like, we will be coming. I will build constituency executive office, because there is a constituency development fund that Parliament allocates to every member of Parliament. So this fund is there to gear towards engaging citizens on your activities in Parliament. But we are not seeing that happening. We are not seeing that happening because, firstly, citizens after elections don't pay so much attention to governance. Then politicians will like, okay, I don't get what I want, I'm not going there again. So I'll just focus in promoting my party policy, which most of the time are anti-people policies. So in this sense, engagement should be key in policy making, because most of the things our elected leaders do is policy making. Parliament and the council, they do policy to further the development of the country. But because citizens are not engaging in these policies, you see there is a gap. There is a huge gap between policy and implementation, because there is we don't have citizens engagement. Because we don't have citizens engagement, there is a policy gap between them. So you can see governments have been passing so many good bills, but what do you see? The implementation process, because citizens, they don't know. They don't even know why is this bill passed. Where is this certain bill passed? Just ask people, women now. They have the Gender Rights Act. Have they popularized it to the layman? Have they gone to Abacha, to these places, to Muawaf, to Mabela? Ask them, they will say no. You know why? Because there is this gap between elected leaders and the people. And how to close that gap will be engagement. Engagement to close that gap.
Okay. Engagement is one of the key tools that citizens can take part in terms of governance. What is another recommendation that you would like to make if citizens to not other than voting? What else can citizens do in order for them to participate in the political process of our country?
Another will be citizens taking the onus to know what government is doing. Because, like, okay, they are not engaging. So what I will do, I will try to know what Parliament will be doing next week, what the President will be doing next week, what our local councillors will be doing next week. So I'm taking myself into governance because it's my right and responsibility. Now we see, go and vote. Vote is your right. It's your right. But to engage, to listen, to know what is happening is also your right. It's your responsibility. Another thing is citizen taking responsibility to know what is going on. Another thing, engagement, another thing is responsibility. Responsibility is taking responsibility that I should know what my elected representative are doing. For me to be abreast in what they are doing, it's my responsibility because when there is election cycle, they say to vote, now for go vote, it's your responsibility. Hey, we vote, are you right? It's also my right to know what. So I will take up that onus the responsibility to know what they are doing. Like parliament sits, you know when parliament sits to know what your elected representative is saying, to know when the council meets councillors, when the word see, that's how they call it, word see me. So
word committee.
In the word committee meetings.
Yeah.
So these two, taking engagement and your responsibility are key. All other factors fall under these two because you engaging the parliamentarians or elected representatives, engaging the people seeing it as their responsibility to engage the elected representative. So it's back. Let me say it's a giving and taking. So you give and take. It's a give and take process.
It's a matter of vice versa. Like when you talk to the what is good for the good
should be good for
is good for the gander.
Yeah.
So now let's go back to that particular area of recommendation that you just made. As much as you would want the citizens to take responsibility, I mean, in order to know what the politicians, those that they've elected to, in both the executive and that of the legislative arm of government, because we all know they are not an independent body. It is actually a body that is elected by a set of people who believe in a particular political party setting. When you look at the political system in which we are practicing, do you think it is fair enough to say that citizens who've not been given the platform, to fully take responsibility themselves?
Yeah, to some extent, I agree to some extent. I can say yes to some extent. Because there is this clause in Parliament that 77K. I think 77K, wherein you shouldn't go against your party line in Parliament for Parliament. So these laws are there to muscle, to force parliamentarians in the area of Parliament, to force parliamentarians to toe their party line, even when the bill is anti-people, or even when the member of Parliament will see like, my people, this bill is against the interests of my people, but it will be against the party line because you went there to the party. So one way we can enhance citizens' engagement is by repealing 77K. 77K will give member of Parliament the leeway, the independence to question bill, even when they are in governance or they are in opposition, to say, I'm not voting through party line because my party, I don't believe this position or this thing my party is against is the interest of my people who elected me. But because of 77K, member of Parliament, you see, whether it's good or bad, they just toe the line. They just toe the line. They just toe the line. You can see in Parliament, this last Parliament, we all see what's happened there. When the bills, the Black Johnson bill, which will cause a lot of, it's good in creating jobs, but it's bad for the environment. It's bad for the environment, and there are people in that Parliament who campaigned on the environment, on like how to protect the environment, but because it's their party line, they toe the party line. Then now we have climate change and other things. But they told the party line because it's a policy the president has wants us to pass, and we are going to we'll just campaign and pass. Some people, so even some APC member of parliament who are representing people in mining areas, they voted for the bill. Very well, they know that it will cause harm to the environment, but because it's party line and it's party interest, they told the line.
Agreed. So, back to our question, because we want to look at it area by area. After you've said that people have to take responsibility, but as much as people want to take responsibility, owing to the stiff laws in the political parties and that of what you've said about parliament, I mean, it's a good thing that people are learning this from you, that there is a very stiff law that would not really permit the parliamentarians to stand as independent that the people expect them to be when it comes to passing of bills. Now, in what other way, other than voting, can citizens participate in the political process of Sierra Leone?
Yeah, like I've been saying, we just said about engagements. Because
we've talked about
responsibility. And it's another thing I want to say is another way people can participate is through the media. Through media, has a very important role in making policies, or making people aware of what is happening. So you should be abreast with media. Don't see media as any negative tool. You should listen to radio, watch television, go online, like we have TN now is online platform. So people should focus on media, because these politicians, these policy makers, they're mostly on radio, television, and other platforms to articulate these policies. So listen to media and engage in media. That's another way citizens can participate, because now we have plenty of programs that are happening. Because this is election cycle, you see the level of media, the media coverage on elections and all other policy is going up. But after elections, that should continue. Another way it continues, know about their manifestos. What and what they say they will do during campaign. Manifesto. Like learning about their manifesto. What and what President Bio is campaigning now. What was his campaign message in 2018? Has he achieved them? What is he promising now? What is Dr. Samuel Kamara, who lost in 2018? He lost in 2018, just 5 years ago. You understand? People rejected him. So are there policies? Are there new policies, or they are the same policies? So understanding what these politicians are offering will give citizens the knowledge, will give citizens the know-how on how to engage the political space when this election cycle is over. Because election cycle is only like barely 3 months. After before, during, and after, it's barely 90 days. After, everybody will just go about their business. But after, what are we doing after? Because there is this 5-year gap between elections. 5-year gap between elections. So what are we doing between these 5-year gaps? Between this 5-year gap, are we just going to sit back and watch President Bio and others, or President Bio or Dr. Samuel Kamara, anyone who eventually happens to become president next week or so? Are we just going to, okay, election is over, let's move on? No, election is not over. After election, there comes a crucial part. After election, because after election, there comes all what you promise the people. What and what you promise the people? Promise us what? Good road, electricity. Why Why is the economy so bad? These are the questions we should be asking. Why is the economy so bad? Why? What and what you will change when you eventually? That's to Dr. Samuel Kamara. Then citizens will know. Okay, Dr. Samuel Kamara say, I will tackle the economy in 90 days. Or President Bio, he said it was a broken economy. You are going to fix it. Have you fixed this economy? These are the things. When citizens know this, know the manifestos of these parties, then engagement, responsibility, and policy making after election will become easy.
Okay. A lot of people also blame it on the fact that you have a minute number of citizenry participation in our political process owing to our literacy rates. Do you really subscribe to that suggestion?
Yes. Illiteracy is a big cause. It's a big cause. Illiteracy is a big cause, but it's improving.
Okay.
It's improving because following elections for the last 3 election cycle, you can see that citizens' engagement is improving during election cycle. Like people know what Dr. Anes Nkrumah, former President Nkrumah, campaigned on, what he achieved, what if he didn't achieve, what President Bio campaigned on, what he achieved, what he didn't achieve, what is, it's improving. It's improving bit by bit. It's improving, but we need more. We need more because election cycle is small. Then governance governance it's 5-year process. Election is like barely 3 months. So we need citizens. We need the literacy rates to. I believe I hold this personal view that there is a deliberate attempt to keep majority of the people as illiterate, because here you divide them on tribal and regional lines. I believe an educated man or woman will think rationally, even if he supports President Bio or Dr. Samuel Kamara. But he will definitely look like, okay, this policy I don't think is good. I know this is my party, but I don't think this policy is good. So we need that. I believe it's a deliberate attempt since independence to keep majority of the people in the dark, so as they should not know what is happening in governance.
Okay. And you made one recommendation that people should be very, very much glued to the media. That is to say, they should be media friendly. But again, lots of people, especially in Sierra Leone, over the past 5 years, think the media have been a little bit biased, owing to the fact that we have lots of happened in terms of governance, which is tagged to be bad governance when it comes to the matter of injustice. It comes to mob justice, when it comes to several other things, and the media have not been saying a thing. And it has come to a point now that you have certain political parties, especially opposition political parties, questioning the integrity and credibility of the media. In your opinion, do you think the media have been fair enough to the common Sierra Leoneans?
Well, I think the last part of your question, I'm a media student, and I believe some aspects of the media has been very biased. So I believe that's what has opened another space, which is the new media. Now we have citizens, journalism, we have the social media, we have blogging on the rise, because I believe trust in the media is at its all-time low. since after the war. So I believe citizens are looking for other alternative because they believe certain major media houses have been biased. But that's their belief. As a media person, I strongly subscribe to the view that the traditional media is still the most trusted source. Because the traditional journalists are still the most trusted sources in terms of news delivery. Like the Umaru Fofanas and others, Thomas Dixon. They are there. Salute to Jean Chalom. These people are there. So they are the most trusted. So if they are the most trusted, I believe their medium should be the most trusted.
All right, if you're just joining us, you're watching our election program. We'll be going for a short break. We'll be back soon.
Voting peace. CD and they say, all we want for all we want for all we want for CD and they say, all we want for all we want for all we want for Now not the time we for better we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony.
All right. For the benefit of every Sierra Leonean, we've decided to take a switch in our lingua franca Creole. So, for those of you that have been enjoying the show, this is how we say goodbye to the British tongue. So, we're taking it to Mama in your language because we want to make every Sierra Leonean get this understanding. Because this program here, so we want to make sure say people they're well informed, people they're well educated, and people they know what they're supposed to know before they go inside the election proper one. So now, today inside the program, we want to look at how citizens then go able for take part in the political process now we country we not just get for do with voting. Because we all know say the only time where people then they get time for participate in the political system, now then send they are with them politicians and they come around, we for can campaign for make we votes for them for either be president or member of parliament or the one that we for then at the local council. After where we can don't vote down, we can don't forget about them. So today inside the program, we want for look at whose other way they apart from voting, where citizens then go able for take part in the political process of we country. Now for that make we get guest Naya today, Mr. SULAIMAN KEMOKAI, where been done the help we inside the Witsman the new language for make we able for talk to family them concerning that. But for let family them for able for understand back fine one, we they start from outside we dey begin. And in the first recommendation where Mr. KEMOKAI will make, he say family them get for the
engage. People learn for the engage. Engagement na a very key for how we go able open the governance space na salon. So we engagements no only engagement means say go for the engage. We local councillors them, we dey engage with mayors them, with district chairpersons them, we dey engage with parliamentarians, even to with ministers and the president. We get for the engage them in different platforms them. Because we as member them, we make up with the citizens them, we make up bulk of population. We will send them people here for go to council, we will send them for go to parliament, we will send them for go to status, for go represent we. And we for know what thing they do. Whose kind law they win in the past? We either law them they get for affect we. In terms of mining, land reform, in terms of these environments now, we get huge Freetown our place now, we get huge climate change where they happen at Freetown and all over Salon. But Freetown mostly affected by this climate change. So what's in the laws the way we member of parliament and therefore go pass. We go for before we make this climate change not affect the people where they live na the seaside areas. People who live na Kube, they live na Susan's Bay and all other slum areas them. We know rainy seasons them now we flooding in the happen plenty one hour. But waiting city waiting the last city the former mayor Bedu, he start citizens engagement. They go community to community for their own the community own how they form manage it. We make flooding at the city less. So this na the engagements the way they talk. When we leaders therefore they engage we. Therefore they engage we say the people because this gap there between we the people masses and the elected representative there. How the bill the way they pass na parliament. How we know which kind of bill they pass na parliament. We see the role of MP them now for where they're ready for pass bill in the parliament. They can say we say then they can go pass the 2020 Finance Act or it's either Finance Act say so tax get for go up. Una the people una they do and like people una think say for go vote for her. The way the people can say well I the benefit with this tax where they can levy on so good or this tax break where they give so company where that means that people within are mining areas, people within are farming areas. How it get for benefits we say hey well this I they make sure you get for benefit this company hey not go vote for her. But why that no they happen? Why personally me feel say no they happen? Then get this law now with constitution this and get this where they call it 77K section 77K where they say because majority of the people the way they go to parliament na political party that they represent, they say the political party they say you get for the Tory line the policies they will believe na in you back for belief. So if we want for enhanced citizens engagement we get for pull me believe say that law they for common that law they for give parliamentarian free will they for give them free conscience for letting the vote per bill where they think say the people no want or where they think say the people want even if they're in opposition. But if this the benefits the people therefore vote for them. Even if they're the ruling party, if you don't count a bill, if you know the benefits the people they're not for the parliamentarian get not for one. But mostly why we get this kind of gap, I believe say that law in one major impediment where they make we member of parliament, especially member of parliament, know they come back to it. Of course, we councillors we get the boku complain where we fumble and the complaint say for more vote for that councillor. You know when they can work for council waiting happen na what see. You know one day waiting happen because we expect say the policy where they pass every day. If you check from where the war done to date, it's 21 years. They don't pass boku policies them how implementation never take place because there is this gap between policy and implementation. The policy that the one way with the elected they make policy. You don't go implement it without the people them. So because we get this gap, we the people and we are the implementation. Because now for we then they do their laws. But if we know the part of them processes that they they engage with, how you expect we for own them? So citizens go only own or follow democratic process when we engagement they will get the top to bottom approach, bottom to top approach.
Okay, what's the other thing where Salon people them can do apart from voting, we go make themselves the part of the political system of the country?
Another thing is now one thing where they call ownership. When you own something, that means you be responsible for this something. Because as a citizens or citizen who get to rights in this country, we get to responsibility also. We responsibility. Always we cry, but we own problem is hey, na me rights, but you get responsibility. Responsibility. One thing when we feel so for take as responsibility. Now for know which kind of law, waiting we elected representative that they do. We get that law any kind we for know when the parliament they sit when council see the meet, which can build the way, which can think the way, which can policies the way the council they implement for the city, which can law the way parliament they can pass, how we get for affects me. Now my responsibility for no that because when election cycle comes, so I go tell you say no, I'll be the follow parliamentary proceedings. I don't think say you represent me well at this side. I don't be think say that you be say you don't represent me and that. And you know the one. That's the give the citizens it give the citizens knowledge about what they happen. When they take responsibility, they give them knowledge of what they happen. I don't know say now so member of parliament. The bill when they talk about the environment, me na Kube ade. The bill when they talk about the environment, you don't talk nothing. And you know say this thing every year when they get flooding where they happen. What's in your input? So this billion so how flooding for stop. So this way citizens take responsibility. So engagement and responsibility, all other one them fall under. How we engage between top to bottom approach, and how we the citizens and the owner. Because when you engage for owner, we know politicians they can be very sly. So, but when ownership comes and when we own them, they're going to say that people are serious about what they say.
Plenty people get it believing, Mr. KEMOKAI, say the one reason we make a lot of citizens okay want take responsibility, but then they want take, but they're very limited now based on the fact that the number of people that will land book now we country, they're not boku. You are a social commentator and a freelance journalist. What do you go say concerning that?
Yes, then I stated facts as alone say we literacy rate no high and we illiteracy rate high. Although the last census figure they should say they climb small. But the number of people we able to read and write can show how people in the own governance, how they go own up to their responsibility. Because if you can ask me for let I vote for you, you understand? You tell me so you go do X, Y, and Z. And for begin follow up, this man he really do what he say. Because I go back when you come back to me, like able caution you. But because of that, the lack of we get that kind of gap, the way huge gap, way chunk of the population. The illiterates, where me feel say na a deliberate attempt by the ruling class since independence. Because before independence, I see the peace before independence and 10 years after independence, the literacy rate be high, but now the illiteracy rate high. How than they happen? So I believe it's a deliberate attempt by the ruling class for keep the people aside.
Okay.
Keep the people in that, like I will keep them in this tribal and regional sentiments. They know say when I keep the people in tribal and regional sentiments, I use that kind of space there for keeping them in the dark. Like I go that one I don't vote for the north, northwest, and the southeast. I feel say illiteracy rate because even if you were the APC, the SLPP, you do across the political divide. Any bill when they pass, you go look at it and say, hey, this is my party, but I disagree with this bill. I can voice my concern out. We see in democracies like in the West, where people are actively involved in the governance process. You see small thing they make prime ministers them now UK they go. Small thing they make leaders, the ministers they resign. You see Boris Johnson put a party gates carry and go. That was not election cycle. That was Boris Johnson win the biggest majority in over 8 years for the Tory party. So what's happened? They look at the lockdown, it be the key party. Hey, let's say you get for go. You keep one now host, then they make party. You say let we want you. Every day they can say we say stay at home, stay at home. then what happened? You can't say we sell logo because of what? Then it gets a public outcry and ability. If you look Britain society, illiterate society, so what happened? Then first the Prime Minister for home. You see what this Truss camp, in economic policy alone, force them out. Because people look like say, we are not going to take this economic policy. We don't believe say this economic policy. So a party say, hey, step aside. We need sane economic policies. So because of this, a literate society, you always go hold leaders accountable. Go always hold leaders accountable. One thing where we don't go in the last 5-10 years as alone at the space, the new media space, social media space, I believe say engagements don't begin improve. We accountability wise, no, I don't see leaders them now. They are being questioning on the social media. So you see, like question is one part of the some weeks ago, I seen a Twitter young guys they call for let the Minister of Education she let them vote for government. They say, well, no, we create a Twitter space. Can't explain to we our policies. The lawyer read them. Lawyer you have government policies them. So that is you say it improve. All what thing that happen is because these are younger people, mostly college graduates. We're very focused in governance now. So that's don't they improve. But if you look at countrywide, no. The engagement countrywide, still there is a gap. In the area of accountability, still there is a huge gap in accountability.
Okay.
There is in ownership, there is a huge gap.
Okay.
So how we go to close all the gaps here. Now we then treat happen. We engage citizens, the owner, and then say we can make the leader be accountable because we own her. We begin ask the questions. We don't begin pass. We need not a passive one again. We become active. We begin asking questions because we own her. We feel responsible. So we who's can see this? Who's can build this one a pass so? Who's can policy this? Who's can see what you say so? This is the way they talk so. It go a danger for we peace so. Or this is the way they talk so. A danger for the environment so. Or this is the way when you complain about so. This is the way they talk so. I don't feel saying a good man in law. Salon no go benefits. And don't go create jobs for the amount of job there. Or I go cut some youth unemployment. These are the things. So when engagements happen, citizens the owner, then the leaders naturally the citizens they begin ask the leaders therefore be accountable.
Okay. So you talk fine when it comes to how citizens then for pay more attention to the things then where they happen in the country. But like me and you two know the literacy rates, they really affect that. Now, whose other way where the citizen then go able to participate, apart from them see them where we don't talk about, which other way where the citizen then go able to participate in the political process of the country?
Well, like I say, there were way at the name so. Then at the border, one. You get on you get umbrella we cover them. Under the you get other things that we do under the. Now, like I say, meetings, informing the people that we say everything that happen. I want to know mining areas them, how people know how many bills are in the past. Or who's this mining company we can so we say everything that they do. Which kind of thing they can because now we land there and they can't take. Now we farmland in the wire, and then land here I will be the farm part. Now the land here I will picking them the play part. They can cause hazard to the environment. How and what's here waiting for happen. So these three things they are major. All other one come under any other one now come under them. Because engagements, responsibility, ownership will lead to accountability.
Okay.
Because like how you mentioned, ownership, accountability, not the happen in void. We know the gap to no more. Citizens in the gap to no more. Them big old governments or leaders to accountable. Yeah, therefore come out from gradual process. So we go back engagement, responsibility, ownership, and accountability. This for me are the issues that these are the things that this way we go make all leaders accountable after.
All right, Fambo, then if you just join with the program we watch now, election 2023, when it comes to you on TDN Africa Media, me when they bring the program come to you, me name na AMADU Esba, and with me at the studio, I get Mr. SULAIMAN KEMOKAI, where they help me for look at the question, whose other way apart from voting, where citizens then go able for take part per the political system now we country, or who go say the governance system of the country. We all know say after election, we all can just forget about government business. Now no more we they talk about who for lead we or who not for lead we. So for let family then know say you can also continue for take part in the politics business. Now that's make we get Mr. KEMOKAI and also today, where they help we for look at this particular question. We say now which other way we the citizens there go able for participate in the governance system of we country Mama Salon. Now you don't highlight then three area then day where you describe say now like the big thing there, now the umbrella where you go say any other thing go come out inside. Part of the engagement. Waiting on one of the instrument then, or which one are one of the platform them where the people then go able for use for engage?
Well, one instrument is sincerity. Sincerity.
Okay.
We leaders therefore be very, very sincere. How sincere? That stand for let the people learn, because these people learn, then they give you them, then they give you the votes when are they life. As you can say, vote are life, because I they give them for 5 years. So how sincere you be that? Really waiting in the Senate Parliament, how you bring and candle, and they are one. Another instruments that we can use, like I say, it can be media engagement. Come and can engage, can talk on policies then. Not only when we get controversy between APC and SNPP in a parliament, at that time you can see one comma, and come for can debate both sides. We get constituency development fund. We say, the last elections, you get plenty member of parliament and now that this western area, we promise people and say they will build constituency office. Inside that constituency office, they say they spear one day when a Thursday, where they can't see on day. I remember in a partner Eastern, now that people they campaign they say we can't spear one day, we can't listen to una complaints. They wait till we to know go talk in a parliament. So we see sincerity. One thing is therefore be sincere to the people in your engagement. This instrument, if you see with politicians here, we know it was sincere to the people because election cycle, any other kind of way, people, majority of the people are just get for vote. We not get that kind of literate society there, we go get vote apart. They go see and say, no, they vote because of waiting. Because X, Y, and Z, we say this, and they not will meet this kind of way they say. So I know they go vote. But because we get that kind of population, people like they look towards this election cycle. So we expect leaders to be very, very sincere. We elected representatives for them to be sincere. We councillors, we mayors, we district chairpersons for sincere. In this engagement, it can be community meetings. You understand? Community meetings, media engagement. If you go across the country, you get community radios every day. You as member of parliament, speak at that time. Engage the people, allow phone programs. We wait like people waiting at the western area, by time. Let them know say so parliamentarian. If they can't begin highlight what they do in a parliament, there comes the sincerity. Which kind of policy where they pass for we so? This policy also, how you see them? One of the people when they can go sit down for this bill in a parliament next week or tomorrow. This bill also na social and social thing the constituency and then people there. I want to come by this meeting. Una come na the social and social thing. this law where they can pass on mining, this mining act, where they can get new mining act. Inside this new mining act also, it say they can cut tax for all companies the way they, mining companies the way they can. Una this mining area, una wallow cut tax because it will create job. People are going, yes, cut tax and create job. That you don't get see people and consent, sincerity, don't can sign in the engagement. But because we politicians, we people who they give power not sincere to we, the justice them up here, they assume say the people learn that this the ones. So when we engagement, we get for be sincere, even in terms of policy implementations, because governance is all about policy and implementation. Are we sincere in how we break down from policy to implementation? So sincerity is now a key instrument.
Okay. You mentioned the media, but you not talk about better one. How the common man go able use the media as one platform for letting themselves participate in the political process apart from just voting?
Like when we start, when the earlier, I say this, I say we get for ownership. How we go own this? We need for own this process. But how we go own this process? Now we able listen and follow the media. The media to me are the most powerful tool in the world. Media are the most powerful tool. How we utilize the media can show how accountable, how responsible, how engaging we elected representatives will be. One thing we don't get a rise in the last 10 years or so are the new media, the social media, all social media platforms don't get huge following. We don't make that space the citizens and they engage. But you know the trickle down because people who get a gap. The gap is the literacy rate. How we cover them? So now they are in the mainstream media coming because people will listen to radio and they watch television even when they know they hear the right. So the media, this community radio station where they write around the country will get plenty. Understand? If we take the time, begin analyze. Waiting. The member of parliamentarians and they do, the councillors then they do, the member of parliament sorry they do, the councillors then they do, the district chairperson they do, and waiting governance, the government, central government, waiting they do, which kind of policies they will implement, which kind of policies they do. I believe the most problem we don't get now is citizens they know the part of the process in governance. They know they at all. There is this abstract people they make law abstractly. People just they assume say now what the people learning that they can't get what we probably the markets they want because of which we don't engage there. So the media can come in that side when are the mainstream media where now in get for cover that gap. The mainstream media now they cover the gap, the literacy gap because they can do programs in Creole and in other local languages. Where social media no go do because me and Tina Falaba not able for use in phone, understand for coming because but if in the evening you tune to the radio, they talking na Yalonka na Kanko on a Soso on a Fula na Madingo, ego yeri on a Limbati mini mende, go yeri people write and go yeri and yeri in the local language, and then they go make it easy for letting that. The message. When we get Corona, Ebola, you see what they do? They transmit the messages and they all. You see the engagement we come. Because when they want for leg stop, you remember doing Ebola, no one's dead body, no one gets possible sick all once, what's in the translator and all local languages. Because so engagement can happen. Where engagement can happen, citizens are waiting, they own up. And when they own our way to happen, accountability begin. There's a lot of one's body. That's why you see like on oneself, So these things, when government really, we elected representatives really engage citizens in governance, you just see governance, they become an easy process.
Okay, you don't explain a bit about the media and people for the listen to radio, people for the as well make sure say themselves ask questions through phone in programs and all that. As much as that's something where we all believe say now one of the way people then go able to take part in the process of the political system in the country. But people also get the belief in say the media and a salon don't be biased, especially to the common man. They don't serve the leading class the most. What do you think about that?
As me, like a media student, I can say still a media student, we still follow media and religiously. I can't talk for the common man, but this is not the belief where they are. This is not the belief where strongly where people hold down, like say the media not all ask the right questions. The media not all hold people, leaders accountable for their actions, for their policies. This is not it. I believe to some extent, yes, the media don't do that. We don't give rise to social media. Don't give rise to social commentators like the Adebayos, like the Kutubus, or the General Kalokos and others. Don't give rise because of what. Then they break the message candle and they don't get a following. They don't look at like say people where they follow. I don't because talk to people where they follow them, where they follow. No hide this. It's fact.
It's fact.
Adebayo get a huge following in a salon. How would they get a huge following? Because people are just going to like people, the media know they ask the right questions. So it's the onus on us all. We say within this field, within this space, for do the right thing. Because we do these things for people. If people they can say we need to do them, I feel say we for check back. We not for be bash at them, say they are political. No. I don't ever see people like they are being political. No. This is a genuine concern where people are engaged. And we for seriously check them. Seriously check them. Other day, before this, last week, I said this to colleagues, journalists. I said we go for a look at how the media, the main traditional media, they are the main, therefore study how we, you understand, they lost the grip to the new media. We lost the power to the new media. One thing I trust, I feel say trust not a word, mainly with the opposition. The opposition, the main opposition, mainly the supporters, they don't get trust in the media. I don't talk to them, engage them plenty, they can say that. Say, we get problems. So we as media people, I feel say, SLAG, IMC, MICG, they all get a role for play. Including all people who social commentators, journalists, we all get a role for play. For regain the power. Because when the media, when that vacuum they come, if you look what's going to happen, I feel say the things will happen at Salon. Firstly, if I go in the media question, I can take the August 10 incident. I feel what happened is citizens they felt left out. So they felt left out. People will feel aggrieved. Some parts, let me put some because not everybody learn or generalize them. Some citizens felt left. They felt left out. The governance process. The things the way governments do. Things that way. So what happen? A give a space to a social commentator, or make you call like a social commentator. Where he would have space there. And they will tell them people and continuously they tell them say these people learn security yes. The beginning journalists, I can't beginning journalists where they bias, they reporting bias, this government, this they are doing this so that they are doing so and so to certain tribe and religion, you should not let it slide. So people become agitated because what happens is propaganda. Mostly social commentators, they do propaganda when a very powerful form of passing on information. So when they do is, after propaganda, they bring agitation. People become agitated. So when they become agitated, they take to the streets. So you see, after the August 10, you see, I see governments try for micromanage the situation, begin calling religious leaders, journalists, lawyers, begin engage everybody. You understand it? So if you look after the August 20, engagement take place. The president began engage the opposition, engage political stakeholders, engage religious leaders, engage bar association, engage them people we are all. Where now a key, so like I say, in governance, engagements are a very, very key instrument. So if you see after the August 10, that happened. It happened because of when August 10 happened, because that space did not be there. When it happened, the president began to engage people. Therefore, talk, even set up a commission that cuts across different facets of society. We bring that kind of thing, they come together.
All right, Famble, them. If you just join the program we watch now, Election 2023, where they come to you on TDN Africa Media. Remember, say yourself your voice matter at this program as you go call or text me to the number where they shown at the screen. So tell yourself get a question where you want for ask inside the program, or you drop your comments. Now we call comment section. We read them out because we there also for bring you independent, credible, and unbiased news. And today inside the program, we want to look at a question, a very, very important question, or we look at a question we say, in which other way we the citizens then go able to take part by the governance system in the country. Now for that make we get Mr. KEMOKAI, where then I have for help we for talk about that proper one. We go for a short break where we can continue the program.
So during this election, that's not an option. During this election, we don't want no tribal division. All we want for see vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say all we want for vote without violence. All we want for sin, all we want for sin without violence. Till the end they say all we want for sin without violence. All we want for sin, all we want for sin without violence. Now not the time we for better we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election, that's not an option. During this election, we don't want no tribal division. All we want for see vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say vote without violence. Vote in peace. Vote without violence. Till the end they say all we want for vote without violence. All we want for sin, all we want for sin without violence. Till the end they say all we want for sin without violence. All we want for sin, all we want for sin without violence. Now not the time we for better we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election.
All right, Famble, them. Welcome back to the program. Election 2023, where they come to you on TDN Africa Media. We also today they look at a very important question. We say, now which other way we, the common citizen, then go able to participate in the political process of we country apart from just voting. And today we get Mr. SULAIMAN KEMOKAI, we're a freelance journalist where they help we for make we go able for talk about that particular topic, the proper one for make we all understand which kind way we go able for take part from politics apart from just voting. Because here, you know, say the only time we will take part from politics, now then they really can tell we say make we go vote. So Mr. Sulaiman, I like 3 important things there. Where he say number 1, for the get engagement. That is the politician them for the engage with the people them, and with the people themselves for the engage them as well. They also say we get for take ownership when a responsibility. We mean say we get for first of all no say anything we happen to salon. It happen to we also get for take responsibility. Law say salon now we all we own responsibility. Then in one of the thing them. Then they also highlight say we get for try for be accountable, and we leader then get for be sincere, then as well as we the people then for make sure say we engage the media. How we engage the media, the politician then for able for come to we, for can talk to we through the media then they for tell we what's in the plan. And we the people themselves for able for ask them question to the media. And now from that we want for come out to Mr. Sulaiman. As much as we want to see the participation of people then into the political process of the country. Now we dey into politics. We all know say all man they campaign, all the parties then they campaign now for make the people then vote for them. Waiting and waiting are the thing then where the people then need for know that they're not supposed to do them at all not during their political tenure.
One thing where me feel say people of all this. We for cut down on this tribal and tribal rhetorics, tribalism. One thing where people of all this be tribal. You never back in the APC and you the SLPP. No mean say all two for make palava because all two know the all two palava. Hey, you know the SLPP, you know the APC, who they make palava? No. Cut up. Tribe. We all na salon people and first before we can come, before we Yalonka, before we mandate the back, we all salon people first. And I want salon again. Tribalism know they born good picking. So one thing where that is they go to the politicians and the people for cut down on this tribal rhetoric. It don't plenty by this election cycle. And it go to a point where I feel say we know what each side. We know what each kind side. We know so we don't come back. We know what happened 11 years the one as salon. We know what it cause. So if we can we go to we know the tensions there are what cause that we know and go back to the kind of situation then day. And this one way when we talk about tribal, I feel say I get this firm belief say ordinarily Sierra Leoneans are not tribal. Now only politicians then they use tribe and religion for divide people. Because we get plenty intermarriages in that salon. We get plenty intermarriages where they happen in that salon. We not tribal. It only happen in election cycle can make people look at like religion when I'm tribesmen for take power. No, we not tribal. Check most people where most friends I grow up with them now. Then I mix from south and north and south. Southeast and northwest. Then they declare one them, now they family them, now they mama and papa them. Then and they no one day they talk up. Past election cycle come. So we get for know this say we all are salon people. Let us you not tell you. Then once you go for condemn total in a violence. Violence that's one way we for condemn. We not for do at this election. Violence very bad. Very bad. We know how we come out, like I say earlier. We know the war. We know the USA it take we back. It take we like 40 years back. We don't want to go back that side. So we get for condemn any form of violence. And me they call on the security forces. And I started for being independent. For create this kind of space.
Yeah, because I don't cut you off. Where you've been to talk about violence, a lot of people also want for feel say the attitude of, let's say, the ruling government and that of the members of the security sector, most times they fear them violence they are. Being that we see say one, the way that they react towards people then. And if you look at the political space, the way where the high-handedness of the police, the way where the police hard on the opposition, you go on for belief say they not hard so on the only government. They use supporter them where they come out start it for campaign. You go on for look at that.
Yes. One thing I go and say on that one to the security forces, to people who don't take power and asalo, I tell them say, if we say that democracy, now we want practice. And this kind of form of democracy, now you want practice. Protest. Protest. And space, that democratic space, protest. We get for allow people for voice their concern out. And that can be one of the way they go participate in the political process. Protest now one. We get for allow that because if you watch in the parliamentary report, the TIC recommendation be make say waiting call the political space. It close and people not be they get any outside for voice their concerns out. So if one say that democracy with the practice, you get for allow protest. I can always say this, say we get for allow people for protest. We get for allow that. We get for allow people for find a way for voice and concern out. And then people in the back get for in turn for so we say then protest and not get for be violent. But this area of the police using this public order act for suppress protests, I can look at like say it's just a ploy. It's just a ploy for suppress. Hey, well, we don't give security. No. That's what we enshrine at the Constitution. And if that's what we enshrine at the Constitution, we get for allow that to happen. That's I can see I'm always. We security forces, the police for no say, then they for the citizens. Because they are being paid to taxpayers. People pay tax and pay you. So you get for look at it now for the citizens that you don't work for. And allow that space we get for open them. We get for open the democratic space. We get for open them. That area then, that area where me personally don't look at it, say the police don't do not like I'm not bashing at this government. I'm saying the police since way back. The police always they use that tactics. They say no, the protests go become violent. Hey, we're not gonna know people where they can join them. People in the who can join them. People in the who can join them. But
and by rights for provide
security. Now you there for provide the security. Police need for provide security. So they call the thing that they call on the police for do is let we allow people for voice and concern out.
And one question where somebody puts now with YouTube channel, we just want to discuss that day quick. It say did I hear Umaru Fofana is one of the most trusted, or maybe I misheard? The person one forgets clarity on that statement.
Yeah, well, that's if you follow social media and tradition. Like you look at like say, where's something Umaru wiki? Why I say trusted? I remember August 10. When something happened, everybody wait let Umaru go talk on the BBC. If you're not talking on BBC, they say bias. Is he not trusted? Because you want for your from Umaru. I know that job it. But that position is also now a trusted position. We can't deny that fact. That a trusted position.
Because you think say like BBC now one of the
everybody go want for lay because what's on Tiapuna Salo, you go here na BBC because if you say they get international attention and Umaru na the gateway to BBC. So is he not trusted? Or we want make her in another way. He is trusted. Let we not allow making say let we not me not key. Don't allow politics evolve we thinking.
Well, it might be said the person just wants clarity in a
politically
in your statement. Because sometimes people can want for look at and say again, how many cases where you don't report? How did you report them?
The problem what there is I can't defend. I'm not a spokesperson for Umaru.
No. I just
yes. I'm just saying. Yes. I'm just saying. Yes. I'm just saying. I remember. I listened to a talk. Now be last year, World Press Freedom Day. The School of Mass Communication. I covered that program. So I go there. I listen to a talk. Now I be the keynote speaker there. Instead, people go lay complaint to BBC, according to Ramadi, like Alicia, because they are in person, You see people go to complain to BBC, say, you get things they will not report on. BBC come back and say, well, they report on all. The point why they make is, people want BBC for the area we what's in the happen as hello. And Omar will not get through to BBC.
Okay, that is just your own point.
That's my own point. So you can't say he's not trusted.
Okay, I think the viewer don't get that understanding from.
Then I go on for put up. Let us sound like say I'm here to defend Omaru or Omaru Fofana now.
No, not just for clarity.
Like clarity because I only mention Omaru. I mentioned Big C, I mentioned Salute, and they are citizens there. If upcoming Mohamed Jawad Nali of MP, his program popular, people listen to and they get following. AMADU Lamana about FAYV. These people, when they post on social media, people screenshots and all sides say, hey, now we're not talking, AMADU talking, AMADU Lamana talking. These are facts. I'm stating the facts here because if you don't follow media, you don't say screenshots of them things already happen.
Okay. So we want for go back inside the topic.
Yeah.
Make we go back now, we want to look at young people then. Now look at young people them now. We almost say during the time they are, and young people them more. We own political participation. Apart from me and you, we go small school. We choose a career path where we think say we need for fend for ourselves. But you get 80% of the youths where they don't the dock, the ghettos. Me and you know. How then go able to participate in the political process apart from just voting? And what's in the need for no, particularly at this time?
I can't certify you percentage like 80%, but all we can say is in that area, I feel strongly like say those youths that we the language now, those youths where they use for participate violence, those youths where they rally for this political party because these are the same youths. These political parties they pull out for the rally. I believe say these youths we not only the youths are not only the West right now as I talk in this kind of somber tone. I feel say we get in 10 years time we will get wasted youth because the amount of drugs within the streets now is very alarming. People and youths and the language. I believe say government for crates we get Boku youth policies them we don't implement them now. From the days of by Mahmoud, say they can't to Oman, if you get youth in fishing, youth in car wash, youth in
entrepreneur,
youth in agriculture, youth in farm. We don't see that they all because of which we don't implement that. So we get a huge, we get one, we get brain drain, we get energy drain because we get youths that way very energetic, which should be productive now. They are not. We get youths the way brain drain. People they go to the Mediterranean and see for go cross. Most people they go cross the Mediterranean and see they will ride they will eat at night. Most, not to illiterate them. Sierra Leoneans the way they go. They are not illiterate. So in this kind of area, I feel say this election will be about policies. Youth people have come in and begin ask questions. Ask questions. Ask these questions. What policies are there for youth? How they will get for implement? What's in the time frame on the implement because we need jobs? Because we get energy and brain drain at time. And me personally afraid for the next 10 years if this trend continues. Because youth unemployment very high, very, very high. The other day, I see University of Salon around 14,000 in graduates. Then we check the youth commission and said over 82,000 graduates and they will not get a job. Add 13,000 now, they into 90,000. So members say in 10 years time we get every year go the rise. There is a recipe for it's a recipe for disaster. We're heading to disaster if we don't create proper policies and implement and we go able to pull the youth from this, I can say from I can use this wretched condition where we all did, because I know they pull safety. We want you to wretched condition where we did.
And in all of this, now we the young people, they're more than they use for perpetrate the violence. And now the only time that now we go tell you say we actually useful to the politician then. Now, how the youthsman then at this country go make themselves more useful, yeah, to the political space, even after we politics don't done?
One thing we say now, I agree say now youth people that they use now. But now I'll tell you, when the youths them feel say they have been overused and afraid the repercussion they go up. I'm not a doomsayer, you understand? I'm just stating the fact. I'm not a doomsayer, but it's not just the fact. Say, are they afraid in 10 years' time? So we feel say for we get time for we cut one day. I believe say, like I say, if we get over 90,000 now we are graduates from every walk of life, I believe say there is time for them to create proper policies for them to pull the youth there from planning. The youth now, let me say youth now, I can say we get ghetto youths, we get the bourgeoisie youth, you want to go to school, where they chase for be the elites in that society, and you get like the middle class youth. So how we go bring this space can together? That's me not get all the solution. So that now we youth people. So government need to engage with all. Government for take if we be deliberate by government, you understand, for pull youths them out of this predicament where they're in. For do it for be a deliberate attempt. We for force them. If government for force them. One way now for create jobs. Not only labor, skill jobs. When the youths when you create skill jobs, that mean we they pull the youths them from the street to slum, would they make them become productive. When you make them productive, at some time in the I believe one thing. I don't live now around these youths them plenty time. When they get work for do, example, they get youths them, then youths, young people ready into construction, where they go na money. Where they can, they don't come in 5, 6 o'clock. Where they can sleep, then they never, because they are tired. So creating job for the youth, they kill unemployment. So government, therefore deliberate. Whoever wins this election, Dr. Samuel Kamara, President Bill, we need the need. There is a need. I see people always get presidential youth aid. Presidential youth aid is access people away, they're up there. We need this bottom to top approach. We need grassroots people. The youths they need for say we are people away. We are in this process. We are part of this process. We are not left out. We need that kind of thing in governance. Now you go able for avert this doomsday.
Okay, we almost done the program. We barely get about 6 minutes more. I beg your pardon. But before we go, we want to look at the participation of women in the political landscape. Now we left the Jury Act, because me and you two know say the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Act we then passed last year 2022. Yet to be popularized. Me and you two know say not so all the women they know about that law. But how the woman there, the common woman there where they don't get that, go able to participate in politics, apart from just that you vote with and the vote?
Well, I feel say we don't see them all. One area where I feel say why we don't get woman, why woman they not lacking is they feel left out. They feel left out. I feel say the only time we engage majority of the population, when are the women there, now elections. We didn't engage them after elections. We don't want to know. And then they be at the brunt of the society. You know why it's not popular? Because I feel say they use that for score political goal. The Gender Empowerment Act, a day for score political goal. Not for any other thing, a political goal. Like, okay, if you look at like that and the former President Kuma Kawit, he be counting you, President Bio counting you, like he give woman a 30% quota. But check the 30% way, then they give woman a 30% representation. Check if every party in this election follow what I forgive. The woman will not be the only they ask for 30%. They will ask for 30% quota in safe seats. Because you can give me position of free term. You know, SLPP, you don't say free term for the SLPP will be very difficult. Or, you know, APC, you go give woman position a Kaila, member of parliament or council. So we go for look at this tactical way where the people are, you will go for use this. Go for be smart enough to look at tactically. So now that's how they say we go for be tactical and then see na ongoing engagement. I believe say this platform a beautiful platform where I feel say can kickstart their engagement, they can popularize them. We can even begin go because I feel say the two I read sometimes like newspaper. I can't free a newspaper where now say the similar not 30% quota. They say 30% quota in every. I mean say 30% quota for parliament and local council. Woman they forget at least 30%. It really happen. Only billboard you see now fit all of me. We need to see. We need to see that man there no more.
And you feel say that they go encourage the female support or the female participation in politics so far?
I believe say the elites, I can say the woman about there, the woman up there. It can make them more disciplined too, but the common woman no. They go and vote. Because we go tell them say the votes are the life. The votes are the right. So they look at like say the votes. Voter apathy can take place within the upper class, but not human the way they are the masses, not among the masses.
We don't almost come to an end of the program, or we don't done the program. Before you left with, because this is now election time and this is now a special election program we will come up with so that people then go understand most of the things that we really need for no election business before we go into the election itself when are the voting day. Now, as a citizen of the state, what will be your final message to Sierra Leoneans as we move forward to the forthcoming election?
Firstly, I call on the two main presidential candidates, President Bio and Dr. Samuel Kamara, for them able to come out and denounce openly violence. Another thing is therefore denounce bigotry, denounce tribalism and regionalism. For come out and for take that the onus they on them for do that. Another thing is we the people them must let we pull out by violence. Violence not the born good people. we all are salon people. Let we vote wisely. Vote for your preferred candidates, but not hurt another person. Not cost nobody. Not fetch nobody. Them politicians are where they can make for low, we make violence. Most of them in family, they know if they're salon, they know they take the forefront. How many of them is now picking in the champion in campaigns? They are not there. And now one salon we get. Let remember saying now one salon we get. And we all are salon people there. Before we be Mende, before we be Timi, before we be Liba, before we be Kranko, before we be Alonka, before we be Fula, before we be Madigu, we all are salon people in force. When something happen, they say that Timi and Mende people there. Then they say na salon people and salon are in the fete. They never differentiate. So if we know that they say we are one people left, we all are one in this country. We get more in common than we think. If we remember, say we get more in common than we think. Probably if you look your ancestry, fine. You, the tribe where you claim, that tribe where you claim for hate, that you tribe brandy. No dandy and no, we go able no peace. Election not to violence. Elections not to fet. Election are time for choose your leader, and let we do it wisely. Vote wisely, stay out of violence.
All right. Thank you, Mr. KEMOKAI, for that wonderful message the way you send out to reviewers them. And we also want to say plenty thank you to you for we come inside the program today and can help we for look at the question where we actually look at. Now also the program election 2023 will come to an end for today. Me we don't bring the program come to you. Me own name na AMADU Esba. They say thank you to all who don't take their time for be part of the program and also sending the message and then comments them as well. If this are your first time when you watch this particular medium, we can always the big family them. Hit on the subscription button or you follow me on Facebook, and as well feel free for share this page. We get interesting other stuff then now this particular medium yaso for you. Just go through the YouTube page, you go see other events then we will only talk about, event that we will report. You go get opportunity for get the most independent, credible and unbiased news now this particular medium yaso. Now that's how I go say good night for tonight. Bye bye for now. Until we meet again.
Now the time we for better, we country, we for come together as a family, live in peace and harmony. So during this election, that's not to option. During this election, we don't want to tribal division. All we want for see,
vote without violence.
Vote in peace.
Vote without violence.
Till the end they say,
vote without violence.
Vote in peace.
Vote without violence.
Till the end they say, all we want for
vote without violence.
all we want for sin, all we want